Hi everybody, so now we're going to move over to the Card 101 research guide to get us to the point where we can start thinking about ideas and resources for our for the next phase as you're preparing for this research paper. What topic development looks like, what different types of resources you may want to use, and then we'll also take a step back into Cardinal Search to talk about how to navigate to particular types of resources that might be helpful for you. So here on the library's website, library.noctrl.edu, hopefully this looks familiar to everybody. As we scroll down past Cardinal Search and go to Course Research Guides, to get to that Card 101 guide, we'll click there. And then instead of staying on that first Welcome tab, we're going to go over to Resources and Topic Development, which is where we're going to find a lot, honestly, a lot of text about different suggestions for getting started with a topic, transforming your topic into searchable terms, and then types of resources you may wish to use. And I'm not going to go over all of this because you can peruse it at your leisure. I just wanted to make sure that you knew where it was and how to get to it. So the Card 101 Research Guide, Resources and Topic Development. A little bit farther down in this Transforming Your Topic into Searchable Terms box, there are two handouts for you. The first is that topic development worksheet that I would encourage you to open up and take a look at and think about when you have selected a topic, when you're closer to the moment where you think you know what you'd like to be researching for your paper. Then you can look at that worksheet and kind of use it to help guide you to think about various aspects of questions or areas of interest that you may have and transform those areas of interest into some search terms that you can try. The second piece is just a general research session handout that provides a little bit more information about how to tell which sources are scholarly, what some of the characteristics are, how you can look for or narrow to those types of searches or those types of sources within Cardinal Search as you move forward. And then this middle box here is different types of sources that you might need to use for your writing. And I know a lot of times for the research paper, we tend to focus heavily on scholarly or peer-reviewed sources. Most of the time, you will have a professor that says, I want you to use, peer-reviewed journal articles or scholarly books or book chapters as the basis for your research paper. But for many of you, you may pick a topic where other types of sources may serve a useful component, right, or a useful purpose. So you may want to confirm what the assignment details are. Absolutely, because I'm not grading it. I can't tell you that I think you should be using a particular source, but I can offer you options. But it's always what your professor wants you to be using first as the baseline requirement. But if you're researching a topic, for example, say on the Pacific garbage patch and some aspect related to it, you might want to look at scholarly research articles related to the topic. You might want to look at books or book chapters related to the topic, but there may also be other information or other types of resources. Perhaps there is a credible website from a non-governmental organization such as the United Nations or some sort of agency that has research or information related to the topic that could be useful for you. You might want to find some statistics, government sites or, government, whether it be local, state, federal, national, international for non-governmental organizations, more kind of broader global interests. And that could be local, state, federal for any country, or regional, depending on how they divide their territories and regions in a country. But you might want to look at government information for some sorts of statistics or data related to the topic that you're working with. Another type of website that I always encourage people to take a look at is, and this is one of the questions on the topic development sheet, is are there any sort of organizations or offices or agencies that have any sort of regulatory or governing power or agency over some aspect of your topic? So, for example, I said the Great Pacific Garbage Patch before. Another topic that tends to come up a lot has to do with concussions and concussion protocol for many people. And, maybe depending on what we're looking at, maybe we take a look at whatever level of sport it's being played at, whether it's a high school athletics state association, whether it's the NCAA, whether it's the NFL, whether it's like a junior league, whatever their protocols are. Those might be, looking at official rule books or policies might be another way to help add interest or add useful information. So we do focus on scholarly sources, and we're going to move into Cardinal Search in just a moment in another video to get us to that piece to help recognize scholarly sources. But don't rule out other types of resources dependent on what your professor wants you to use.